How to get started in real estate. Ken Van Liew here, author of the Modern Wealth Building Formula, How to Master Real Estate Investing. Thank you so much for all your views on YouTube. I'm really happy to talk to you today. I want you to check out my TikTok, check out Instagram. We're going to keep giving you value here on how to get started in real estate. Let me give you the secret sauce right here at the beginning on how to get started. Number one, read the book, The Richest Man in Babylon, and learn how to start setting some money aside so you can invest on what you want to focus on and especially educating yourself. Number two, choose a real estate market that you want to invest in and start to get your style and see how you want to pursue to go into number three on how you're going to analyze deals and what you're looking for. Number four, start to build your ecosystem, your team, and your network. And number five, start making offers to close deals. Now let's look a little deeper into these 5 sections and understand what they really are and how to implement them. Of course, you want to learn from investors that have done this before. I got started in real estate almost 30 years ago, and simply put, I wanted to earn some money, and that's how I got involved in it. We all want to earn some money. But how do you achieve that? The key is finding profitable real estate. Now, I know I needed to learn some stuff, and I ended up putting in 125,000 hours so I can accomplish what I learned today. But it took like reading books like the Modern Wealth Building Formula. Back then, it was about Robert Kiyosaki and Rich Dad, Poor Dad, but you have to educate yourself. To this day, I still look at the most influential people in real estate, and I look back at what defined moments in my career. And if I hadn't read certain books, I wouldn't have gotten to where I had. If I hadn't studied and put 125,000 hours, I wouldn't be able to pay it forward. And getting the mindset around money and wealth and how both are created. And that's what it's all about in taking real estate assets and building wealth. That's why you buy real estate. You don't want to subscribe to this typical lifestyle where people just sit around and take a job. You want to look at other opportunities, right? You don't want to just sit there with liabilities. You want to invest your money and look for assets. Every asset that you invest in is going to benefit you. Mostly poor people work for jobs, work for their money. Rich people make their money using other people's money or other types of investment. A lot of poor people aren't in businesses. Rich people start and work on their business. These are what the books teach you out there. And what I want you to say is really educate yourself. Get your game on here and let's get busy. The beauty of educating yourself today is you have so much sources right at your fingertips. I just had books. Today you have blogs, you have forums, you have YouTube. You can learn just by listening. I'm a magician. Now I can learn a magic trick by watching a video. I used to have to read books. All the information you need is out there, and I really hope that you understand the benefit of what I'm saying to you today. You have to educate yourself. I've absorbed education from many different sources, including the School of Hard Knocks. All these degrees and theoretical books aren't going to teach you how to invest in real estate. So start setting some money aside, and don't think like many people that you need hundreds of thousands of dollars. I actually invested in real estate with no money down, and I show you that in some of my education, which you have to check out. So while it does take some money to get started, you don't need hundreds of thousands of dollars. So let's look at an example. What is a down payment on a $75,000 investment property? If it's 20%, it's probably somewhere around $15,000. Let's just use that for conversation purposes. So if you're thinking that you could never save $15,000, you got to change your mindset. What if the down payment on a property was $50,000? $10,000. Could you save $10,000 over the course of a year? These are the things you have to do. What can you save over the course of 2 or 3 years? I spent about a year educating myself, saving some money, stockpiling some cash, and it wasn't enough. And that's what led me to use other people's money. It would have been a lot easier if I just had all that money in the bank, but I didn't have the beauty of the money being given to me from my parents, and money didn't grow on trees. It was difficult for me to figure out this whole money thing when I got started. Luckily for both my wife and I, we figured it out. She took the corporate route. I took the entrepreneurial route. We went in exact opposite directions, and then we eventually ended up in the same place. So I really want you to choose the entrepreneurial route, choose real estate, and that's why I want you to really look at how easy it is to get started. Like I said, you pick a market, pick your style of investing that you're going to pursue. The 5 main structures, styles, whatever you want to call it, of real estate investing is you can be a sole proprietor, where you own your own home alone, or you can start a partnership, which you've heard me talk about. It makes it a lot easier when you hire a partner that knows what they're doing. You can have a syndication, which you hear me talk about, where you make a group of investors invest in your property. And in that case, you're likely to be a passive investor. In my case, I was very active. I got involved with the construction aspect because I wanted to earn fees. And then, of course, you have your real estate investment trust, and they're like a stock, where you buy shares and you could sell your shares, buy shares. There's other types of opportunities, through crowdfunding that you can invest in platforms. So there's a lot of different ways that you can get involved in real estate if you don't feel confident about buying it yourself. So while plenty of investors, who choose, a single property, and to go deep, into that, one single family, might not be for you. That investor may eventually find that he wants to build his portfolio. Some investors will venture out right into multifamily deals, like duplexes or triplexes or quadplexes, which you've heard me talk about. Then investors like so, move on to larger multifamily deals, and eventually they go into commercial real estate, where you heard me mention it's 5+ units above, where the financing then turns into a commercial game. And at that point, many experienced investors decide to start investing funds into syndications. And after they understand a little bit about that they can earn fees, they have no problem really investing in any type of options that I'm talking about today. Once they've chosen that style that makes sense for them, they then choose a market and just rinse and repeat. And there are so many different market factors and data points that apply. A lot of times people are overwhelmed. So once they figure out the structure, it kind of relieves them from worrying. So I'll just tell you, when I look at it, investing into a new market, I look at some of these characteristics. What's the population growth? Are a lot of people moving into that area? Is there job growth? What is the per capita income, in that instance for number 3? Number 4, is there employment diversity? Also analyzing deals when you're getting started is key. And, you want to start doing deal analysis so that you can get used to it. And if you don't know what deal analysis, it's a fancy term that, people use to look at the numbers, understand the math. You want to understand the math so you can determine whether the property has cash flow. Is there money left over at the end of each month from the rental income coming in after you pay all your expenses and your mortgage to give you some profit in your pocket? You have to look at, what do the expenses look like? You need to know what your expenses are. You have to understand what expenses can be increased and what are hidden expenses. You want to look at, is this area have a strong rental demand? And is the property you're considering, you're investing in, going to make it? No one, you've heard me say, is immune to the pitfalls. And that's why I always tell you, go to my website and get the 11 secrets and the 60 pitfalls of real estate investing so that you know how to get started in real estate without getting hurt. And this is how you do it. Just take these 5 steps I talked about, dive in a little deeper. Keep coming back to my YouTube channel. Check out Instagram. We're giving total value. Go to my website. And these are things that you can, just take advantage of right off the bat. And, I just want you to know that it's easy to get started in real estate. It's a low buy-in. If you're looking to get help, check out kenvanliew.com and make it a great day.